Wow, totally forgot my workout shoes. Okay, just walked down here in my flip-flops. All right, let's try that again. Time for a workout. Also forgot the book that I was going to talk about today. So in today's video, I want to be talking about this book. You may have seen the title, Skill with People. And I want to talk about some of the things that I've learned from it, especially in like marketing and a couple of YouTube tips from there. So we're going to be talking about that. But first, we're gonna be doing a workout. And I recently got a new addition to the gym. 50-pound easy curl bar. So that's pretty awesome. I'll probably be using it today in a workout, some type of program that I'll make up. Let's get started. I just got done with my workout and ready to talk to you guys. So I read this book about a week or two ago. It's probably one of the first books I read in 2023. And the first 3 pages of this book really hit me pretty hard in just the YouTube space, because I've been consuming a couple of YouTube education courses and things like that, and some videos as well. And for some reason, it was on my mind, and it created some connections and things like that, which is why it's really good to read. It's good to read to get your mind get this content that you're reading into your mind, so that in the times that you're not reading and you're not really purposefully being creative, that your mind can still make connections with certain knowledge that you've read, listened to, or come across. So that's why I always recommend reading. This might end up being like a book club per week type of thing. I don't know, we'll see. But honestly, I'm just gonna talk about the first 3 pages of this book, because the rest of it is really good. I highly recommend it. It's only a short read, you can read it in a day. But the first 3 pages are really important because it says a lot about human insight. So human insight, number 1, is how we learn and buy. And the reason this hit me hard for YouTube is because 83%, which is the highest rating, we learn and buy through sight, which is 11%. The next one below that is 11% through hearing. So if you think about it, the reason YouTube is so powerful and it's got so much backing, and why video is taking over social media, it's taking over like Instagram, which used to be a picture social medium, and now it's all about sight, which is we enjoy looking at moving pictures versus just still pictures. Now, still pictures still has its place, don't get me wrong. There's beautiful pictures out there, but right now what's taking over basically the internet medium is video. And how we learn and how we buy is 83% through sight. So we enjoy looking at something, especially if it's in motion and we see ourselves like using it, we see ourselves in it like a vehicle. That's why commercials are so big, is because they want you to imagine yourself in that. And so connecting it to YouTube, that's why YouTube is so powerful right now. It's because YouTube is an entirely video and sight medium. There's a loud truck. I'm not sure if you can hear it. And another truck. All right, back to our regularly scheduled program. YouTube is an entirely site-driven medium, and if you're on YouTube, or if you're looking to be on YouTube, or if you're looking for a reason to be on YouTube, it's entirely that. 83% of the people that learn and buy are gonna be through sight, that's why YouTube is so powerful. Now, there's 2 ways that you can go about it. There's one where you can provide education, which is how we learn. tutorials. If you have some type of expertise in anything, from your like career or your self-employment as a business owner, and you want to teach other people, if you actually have a heart to teach, that's what's going to be the motive behind creating content. If you actually have the motive behind it. So there's the tactics, and then there's the motive. There's the techniques, and then there's the reason. And I think the reason is always a better motivation than just knowing the techniques. You can know the techniques but not have the motive or the heart to actually help people, and you can go down that route, but it's not going to really be helpful. Whereas if you have a heart to help people, and you can easily learn the techniques to get content out there, create content more effectively and things like that, different workflows and such. But the first route is education, is how people learn. And that's why YouTube is so powerful, is because if you're looking to fix something on your car, do something around the house, gardening, cooking, anything, people go to YouTube first, or they go to Google, which is the same thing. So they search up how to fix something in their house, and they've got video tutorials there. So there's an education route that you can go. The second route is creating an income through selling certain things. And so that's through affiliate marketing. That's actually diversifying your income stream through YouTube. So that is the first thing that I would say that I learned from Skill with People. Now, the reason this hits me so hard, like I said, I've been consuming some content about YouTube education and things like that, but I've read this book like 5 times, but for some reason it just really hit me really hard. Now, if you're going through the education route, the tutorial route, teaching people from your expertise on YouTube, human insight number 2 is gonna be huge, because how we retain information, 90% of what we say as we do a thing. The next one below that is 70% of what we say as we talk. So obviously that connects with the hearing and sight. So what that means, 90% of people, well, we retain 90% of the information if we hear and see something being done. That's why tutorials are so powerful, because you can watch somebody do it and hear them talk you through it as you do it too. So if you're fixing something on your car, you're watching somebody in the same type of vehicle that you have, and you're also hearing them explain why they're doing certain things, and that's how you retain a lot of the information. So tutorials, education, edutainment, if you can make it funny or some type of entertaining, that's obviously some of the best content that actually succeeds on YouTube. Now, number 3, which, like I said, I'm only gonna go through the 3 pages here because they're so profound, and hopefully you're getting some value out of this. But human insight number 3, methods of instruction. So, like I said, if you're on the education side of things, or you want to create content to teach people out of your expertise, we recall it 3 hours later, 70% just by telling someone. So if you were to, 3 hours later after telling somebody, if you were to recall that information, you'd only recall about 70% of the information that was shared with you. But the highest rating was a blend of telling and showing. So that connects, obviously, that's 85%, sorry. And if you recall days later, you would recall 65% of the information days later if somebody told you and showed you something. So, along with point number 2, or human insight number 2, say as we do a thing. The saying as we do a thing is really following a tutorial. Maybe it's on web development or building something or cooking something. You say it as you do it. We are going to retain that information so much more, because now we're making it ours. Human insight number 3 is how we're retaining information, or how we recall information, is that if we hear it, if we're told, if we're being told something and we're being showed something. Well, that's why education is such a big deal on YouTube, and that's why it's really gotten a big hit. There's a lot of entertainment out there. I would argue that not everything. I would argue that there is a lot of entertainment on the internet, on social media. I mean, that's why people kind of veg out on it. But if you're looking to really learn something, learn a different skill, learn a different career even, you can learn that all on YouTube, which is insane how much valuable content and information is out there on YouTube. It's strictly because of this, and that's why it's so powerful. Human insight number 2, how we retain information. Human insight number 3, the amount of time that we recall information, how much of that information can we recall. And if you're in YouTube education, strictly for something very specific, which Napoleon Hill talks about this in his book, Think and Grow Rich, which is specific knowledge. You can find the specific knowledge that you need for something in your life, whether it's fixing something around your house, your car, a different career, learning a skill. You can find that specific information all online entirely, which is so powerful. So if you're looking to create content on YouTube, I would highly go with the learning, the education, the tutorial route, because that's going to get you, obviously that's going to get you the views, but with that you have to know the content, it's out of your expertise, as well as you got to learn how to teach it too. Now, as you teach it, this is another level of YouTube content creation. As you teach that content in tutorial-based information or tutorial-based content, you're going to learn it even more. Because you've heard the old adage, or really just the truth about it, is that you learn way more when teaching the information than you did actually learning it or doing it. So you're gonna learn way more while you share with somebody, especially all online, and as you go through the tutorial of teaching other people. So if you're looking to get into YouTube content creation, I would highly recommend the education learning route. But also if you're looking to consume information, if you're looking to learn a new skill, reinvent yourself in 2023, change careers, sorry, change careers, man, that workout really got me. Change careers, learn a different skill, do something else in your life, start a business, start something new in your life, or even learn about relationship skills or people skills or anything like that. You can find the specific knowledge that you need all online and even all on YouTube. And there's channels dedicated to that entirely. So guys, I hope you got a lot of information or a lot of value out of this content. Like I said, if you want to read the book, it's Skill with People. If I can find it somehow and get it to you guys, I'll go ahead and link it down below. If I find an Amazon link or something like that, I'll share that with you. If there is an Amazon link, that does help the channel out, so I do appreciate it if you get the book through there. But otherwise, you can find the book in many different places. So Audible, I believe, has it. I think I have it on audiobook as well. So if you guys want to read the book, it's a day read. It's really easy and really simple. The rest of the book is huge on just working with people, dealing with people, understanding people. Because like I said, there's the skill of working with people and talking to people, and then there's the motive and the heart of the matter. And I think if you really have a heart for doing something that involves people, you're gonna seek out those resources and that information that's gonna make you a better person to work with and deal with, and that way you can understand them as well. So the rest of the book is absolutely gold, but I just want to go through those first 3 human insights that the book talks about because I thought it just connected with YouTube so well. Guys, thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next video.